This is VSiN, the sports betting network.
Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. Welcome in. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the sports betting network. Mitch Moss, Paulie Howard with you. And we are live in downtown Las Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Busy program lined up here on a Football Friday. Heavy Week 9 slate with a bunch of player props as well. Breeders' Cup with the great Jeff Siegel in 15 minutes. Alex White on the program today. She's in second place in the Friday night Circa Football Invitational. Mike Samich as well. And, oh, by the way, watch and listen to the new VSiN Watch app every single day, every single show to make it easier for you. It's limited time only. You can watch it for free. All you have to do is visit the Apple app or Google Play Store now to download the VSiN Watch app. Are you all in now on the Jets again?
Oh, get out of here.
You ready to go?
No. I like the talent. I like the wide receivers, but I've never seen a team commit dumber penalties and do asinine things more like this Jet team and what they did with the 15-yard penalty on the field goal, dropping the ball at the 1-yard line, which happens on a weekly basis, it seems, college and pro.
I would honestly,
Yep.
I would tell my players before the year started, if you do this, if you make this mistake, there's a severe chance that you're going to get cut.
Yes.
You're gone. It's the most careless move that anybody can make in any sport.
It's your first touchdown. It's your first carry. You're a rookie, and you do that? I mean,
it's baffling to me.
It is. It's like, what are you accomplishing? Why does this keep happening? I'm searching and searching for the analogy. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if there is one.
It doesn't make any sense that this happens. And Pitts did it last week, and it happens all the time in college. And you would think when Deshaun Jackson did it the one time, he'd be mocked, and everyone would laugh at him, and we'd never see it again. It happens every other week. And it doesn't make any sense. And the same thing like when Adam scored his final touchdown and they start holding the ball up at like the 5 or the 10 and trying to be like Deion Sanders. Well, you could be a Leon Letts situation with Don Beebe, what happened in the Super Bowl. So it doesn't make any sense. It's baffling why you're getting ready to celebrate. You drop the ball, you cost yourself and your team 7 points, and you're in the doghouse and look like a buffoon.
Yeah. Why is that a form of celebrating anyway? Like, you want to drop the ball the second that you cross the goal line. Is it like dropping the mic? Is that what it is? Is it the drop the mic celebration and we're just too old and we don't get it? I have no clue why this ever turned into something, by the way. Like, why are you so... The goal is to score every single time you touch the ball. And like you said, it's his first ever opportunity to get in the end zone.
Yeah,
ever.
He was 100-1 first touchdown of the game. I saw people that sent in the tickets after I tweeted it out.
I just puked my guts out all night.
Anytime touchdown was like 40-1. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And yet you want to drop the ball as soon as you possibly can.
Did you think it was close in real time?
I actually did.
Yes, and that's the same crew that blew it on the Pitts call, at least didn't see it in real time.
Right.
And they had to be helped out. The other thing is why didn't I guess a Jet player assumed he was in too, but why you didn't jump on the ball. But I guess it's you want to do the Barry Sanders and coach your team up to walk and hand it to the official. But again, going back to your question, I want to get there. I know they should have beat New England. They should have beat Denver. It's Sauce is overrated, but it's a pretty good defense. You see the weapons that they have. And somehow they're 3-6. But if you want to see we can put a winning streak together and beat Arizona and the Colts, they're a dumb team.
Yeah,
they do
are.
Stupid stuff every week,
Yep.
and that's why they're not going to go anywhere.
That's correct. And the team they played last night is also not going to go anywhere.
Oh, come on.
And that's why I can't get on board with how it looked for the Jets in the second half. Let's not forget at halftime, was anybody confident holding the Jets? Were you confident last night in the Jets coming back at halftime? How could you be?
No.
They look terrible. Now, I get it. Like, the Texans are going to be getting guys back on defense. They're going to be getting closer to healthy on that side of the ball. They're going to get Nico back at some point, which has been huge so far, right?
Yeah.
Also, it must be pointed out again, I know the offensive line was a train wreck last night, but C.J. Stroud was horrendous, period.
Yep.
And I'm not giving him any breaks because of how bad the offensive line was. Does it suck to scramble for your life like that during a full game? Sure it does. Also, when he wasn't in trouble, some of the throws that he made and he wasn't even close to completing, I get it. Like, you're down Nico, fine. I've had it enough. I've had it up to here, though, with the complaints and the excuses. I've seen in my lifetime awesome quarterbacks make wide receivers better. Guys were open last night, and you could not hit them ever. So As I tweeted last night, the shine is gone from the offense. And oh, by the way, the shine is off the coaching staff, specifically the play calling.
Yes.
The halfback pass from Mixon, you might be saying this is results-based. It looked like they practiced that once 4 months ago and said, hey, remember that play that we did in August? Let's bring that back tonight. It had no chance. It was the furthest thing from clean that you could ever imagine. Mm-hmm. It was clunky. Stroud didn't know what the hell he was doing on the route. Mixon completely forced the pass. When you watch a team like the Lions, they're razor sharp usually. Even if it doesn't work, it's like, okay, well, that's pretty creative. And it looked like they kind of knew what they were doing with that play. And I will say something here that football nerds and analytic people will get mad at probably and completely disagree with. Again, read their room. Stroud is 11-30 last night for 191 yards, and everything was difficult. You know what was not difficult? Running the football with Joe Mixon. Why did you go so long in different spurts of not feeding him the ball? I don't give him the ball 35 to 40 times last night. He was going to run for 200 yards. And when Stroud is off and looking like garbage and it's not efficient, people are going to say, you can't give a running back 35 or 40. Yeah, you can. Yes, you can for one game. And had they done that, I'm convinced in the second half, they would have been able to be closer late in the game and probably win it outright. Don't get right away in the game. Why are you dropping back to pass every single time and not feeding Mixon out of the gates? Baffling to me. And the first half, he completely gashed the Jets. Give the guy 35 carries. Who cares? He's going to go for 175 on 35 or 200 yards on 40 carries. It was there for him all night last night. But nope, Stroud's got to pass 30 times to complete 11 of them. Horrible job by Slowick and far from impressed from this team this year.
I think you're going to be okay. I know they had only the one deep shot to Dell, but they know where the ball's going. You only have one option. Schultz looks like he's 80 years old out there. So once you get Nico back, I think it's going to be a different ballgame. You are spot on with the play calling, and I've been hard on Stroud all year as well. He has been bad, and no one's talked about it until the last couple of weeks in the Green Bay debacle. But once you get Nico back, I think you're going to see this offense in the passing game start to look like it did last year. But without Diggs and without Collins and the Jets know where the ball's going, it makes it difficult. But he's got to do a better job and improve. The good thing is they are huge favorites to win that division. But they got to get better and they got to get healthy, and I think that'll happen once you get Nico back. But certainly it was awful, and I'm with you on the play calling. Was that the best catch you've ever seen? I think it's better than Beckham.
It's right there.
Because he's got to get the feet down as well. Beckham just falls into the end zone.
I know, but Beckham's going all the way back like this.
Okay.
That's a crazy catch.
You can YouTube. Chris Carter years ago made an unbelievable catch against Atlanta. That's up there, too.
I would actually say the catch by Ricky Pearsall last year in college at Florida was the best catch I've ever seen.
Okay.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. Can we also, Paul, agree on this? The NFL, can we change the rules a little bit?
Yes.
How is the Pickens not a touchdown with two? It's the same foot in twice, but then last night the shin comes down before the knee. I get it. If the shin's down, it's going to be good. But I wonder, people already forgot about this. We have short attention span problems in this country.
Right. News cycles 24, 48 hours.
Maybe.
That's it. Yep.
The catch for the Patriots to close the game, I think it was against Miami 3 weeks ago or whatever it was. It was the backward toe drag.
Yes.
That should have been a touchdown. The NFL doesn't know what they're doing with their rules. We got to tighten this stuff up. If that's a touchdown last night, which I think it should have been, I also think Pickens should have been a touchdown last week. But that's...
It can't be the same foot twice. It's got to be 2 feet.
Yeah.
Or then like Madden's book, one knee equals 2 feet. The book that he came out with. So that's, all fair points.
But you did see...
Get the shin down, he's good. But if you get the right foot twice, no good.
So you saw the talent from him. We know how good he is, obviously, Garrett Wilson. And... I hope that people point out, on film studies or whatever that come out, there were at least 2 plays last night where Adams on the touchdown and another one where he got hurt. He's always been an amazing route runner, and you're burnt toast at the line of scrimmage. He destroyed those guys. They had no chance covering him. He had 5 yards of separation within a split second.
Beautiful move. On the play, he got hurt. Incredible route.
Yep.
Absolutely to juke him. But you have it. I mean, you have Adams, you have Wilson, you have Hall. You have enough talent. You should be moving the ball on offense. But it's probably too little, too late.
Yeah.
Because of the horrible start and blowing games and special teams and silly penalties. So the schedule's too difficult as well. That's the other thing.
Well, first of all, what do you make of the game next week? They play at Arizona.
I like the Jets in that game.
Not an easy one, but
right. But then you got the Colts, and it's just Seattle, the Rams. They caught a bad break. They didn't get to play Miami without Tua. So What has happened to Sauce?
I told you.
You did?
I've been saying that since his rookie year. Nobody wanted to listen.
Mm-hmm. Got to drop the nickname. You got to do a better job.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
The Rams game. Well, now Nakua's hurt. It's a long ways off. I get that. At Buffalo certainly is not going to be easy. The Dolphins twice, like you said. The last 6 games are pretty difficult overall. I'm with you, though. I think they can win their next 2 going into the bye.
Yeah, that's possible. And then it's up for grabs. But I don't know. See, they already lost to Denver. So you're really up against it with tiebreakers now.
Good point.
So 9-8. I don't know if that Denver loss was so bad. And then I don't know if 9-8's going to get it done. And losing to Denver's a big blow as well. So at least they got to win. And that was the awesome Vegas nose angle. Well, why are they favored? Mike Florio and everyone tweeting about it. How can they be favored 2-6? And they got there. They did a good job. Good cash.
I will say I think the Texans are in kind of a good spot next week because they're supposed to get Nico Collins back. They're going to have extended rest, and they're going to get a Lions team off of like back-to-back-to-back A-plus performances, and that's going into this game on Sunday against Green Bay. So it feels like that would be a good spot for the Texans, as long as they're going to get their guys back and healthy. After that, they play at Dallas, and if they can win that, they get the Titans and then at Jacksonville.
Right.
So
worst case should be 10-7.
I think so.
And then the Colts probably can't catch them because they swept them.
As negative as I just was 3 minutes ago on the team, I think that's absolutely right. 10-7 sounds spot on. Up next, we'll talk about the Breeders' Cup with the great Jeff Siegel. He is superb on the ponies. We'll ask him for handicapping advice, how the Del Mar track is playing, and who he likes next.
Time. There's nothing more valuable. It's what drives everyone to make the most of every moment. We celebrate living large in the now. In a city where time disappears, we create experiences that electrify the soul and memories that will last forever. We go big, we go all night, and here, everyone is invited. So get loose and get loud.
This is Circa. You'll have the time of your life.
Coming up Friday on Follow the Money, NFL and college football preview, picks and props with Mike Somich and Jeff Siegel on the Breeders' Cup. Follow the Money weekdays 4 to 7 Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Want to see who at VSiN is on a hot streak? Go to VSiN.com/picks to see all the selections and weekly leaderboard of VSiN hosts, writers, and guests. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber and get every pick sent to your inbox daily. Just head to VSiN.com/pro.
So, Paulie, have you had a chance to read the VSiN Daily yet?
Yeah, came in at 3 a.m. What's Bill doing up that late?
Well, rumor has it starts off with a 12-hour meditation session.
Then he just pours himself over film and live TV, really focusing and taking it all in. Bill's in with the biggest insiders, talking trade secrets, strategies, the whole nine, absorbing the info.
And then and only then can the writing process begin.
In Las Vegas, Bill's late night becomes your early morning. Wake up to the very latest betting insights in your inbox with the VSiN Daily. Sign up for free at vsin.com/newsletter.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. What a weekend in sports. Never a slow time. The Breeders' Cup is going on at Del Mar. What a track. Heaven on earth. And the great Jeff Siegel joins the program now with First Bet. Excellent, has been for many, many years betting the ponies, and he is on the Progressive guest line. Jeff, thanks for the time today. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys doing today?
Doing really well.
Good, sir.
Really well. I want to begin with this. For the non-horse racing handicappers, and for those who do it, but they want to get better, what is your framework for analyzing an event such as the Breeders' Cup this weekend?
Well, I like to watch a lot of video because the form is what it is, but until you watch them, you really don't get a real good handle. And fortunately, in this day and age, you can access all the videos from Europe and Japan, so you're kind of going blind if you're just looking at the paper. But if you're watching them run, you get a better feel for it. So that's where I start with Breeders' Cup. Most of the other horses, when day-to-day racing, you kind of know them. You've watched them run. You don't have to do as much research. But Breeders' Cup is a lot of new faces, and some of them come over and they're a lot better than people think they are, and some of them aren't as good.
Interesting. Okay, so usually Del Mar has a speed bias on the dirt and on the grass, and I was told specifically that both played fair yesterday. Would you agree with that assessment? And then if so, what have you seen so far today, and what might that mean moving forward here at the track?
Well, Del Mar used to be kind of a rally-wide track up until this summer, and for whatever reason, it changed to inside speed. It was very hard to make up ground, and yesterday it was like that, but today we've seen two dirt races so far, and both races it was like with the Breeders' Cup in 22, it was inside speed was death, rally-wide, closers had all the edge, and I'm wondering if that's going to continue on today and tomorrow, but so far the evidence suggests that it is, so I've got to adjust my handicap. Some of the things that I thought might happen may not happen now. As for grass is a fair course. It's kind of like pace dependent, though. If you get a real fast pace up front, the closers have a good chance. But if the pace is moderate, then it's going to be tough to make up ground. So you got to figure out what kind of early fractions are going to be, and then use that as a guide as to how the race might play out.
Okay, sir. Let's handicap a couple races today. Let's start with race 7. Who do you like?
That's the 2-year-old race, and I was a little hesitant to pick the horse that I actually like. That's Scottish Lassie. That's the Breeders' Cup juvenile fillies because she was stuck in the 10-hole. Now I'm thinking that's where I want her to be. So that's actually good news for me because I think she'll be outside with the footing might be a little better. She's only had 2 starts, but her last win as a maiden was in the Frizette, big race in New York, and she just won by 9. Looked terrific. The problem with Scottish Lassie is she doesn't train like a good horse. Now, she may run like one, but it's hard to put the two together, so I'm hoping the good version shows up, and she's going to be 4 or 5 to 1. So for me, Scottish Lassie might be a little bit of a gamble. Hopefully everything works out for her.
Okay, how about race 10?
Well, that's the grass race for 2-year-olds. New Century is an English colt, won a stakes over there, came over to North America and won a race at Woodbine in Toronto in Canada. Really good race, a mile race, grade 1. Looked terrific winning, rallied wide, one going away. He's outside in this grass race, a little farther than I would like. But, man, if he repeats that Woodbine race, I don't see any reason why he can't win right back. He's going to be, again, 4 or 5 to 1, nice middle price chance. Hopefully there'll be enough pace in the race to complement his style. I think there will be. So number 11, New Century, for me, is a little bit of a gamble in the 10th race.
Okay, race 7, the 10, race 10, the 11. What's your best bet on Saturday's card?
Well, I like a grass horse, again, from Europe. This is the Breeders' Cup Turf, goes as the 7th on the program. And his name is JRB. He's number 5 on the program. He's a colt, a lightly raced 3-year-old. Have no issue taking 3-year-olds against older this time of the year. And JRB is really developing nicely. He's had 7 starts, 4 wins, won 2 out of his last 3, just won a grade 2 event in France, handles any ground. It can be soft, it can be firm. I think he'll like the firm. And he's got really good tactical stalking speed in the race. It figures to be really slowly run early. I think he's going to be in the right place at the right time, and if he steps forward as I think he will, I think JRB's got a chance. Again, middle price horse, 4 or 5 to 1, just right in that area, so decent gamble.
Are you live there in attendance this weekend at all?
No, I'm working in my home office. I've got so much to do. I'll hopefully get down tomorrow. But with morning lines I have to do and everything else and interviews and TV work and in the studio here at Santa Anita where I'm housed. I just thought it would be better to do all my work, and I'm sure you are familiar with what Friday traffic is like driving down to San Diego this time of the day.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, real fun.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
All right, sir. Well, we love talking to you. Welcome back to the show. Great to have you on board. And best of luck today and the rest of this weekend with the Breeders' Cup. We really appreciate the time.
Thanks for having me.
There you go. Right. Jeff Siegel, first bet, and he joined us here on the Progressive Guest Line.
And he's used to be a regular. You know how good he is and his track record as well. And also, if you want the inside track on the Breeders' Cup, get our betting guide. Samich will be coming in later. He did an excellent job along with the crew. A Thule sighting, by the way. Sign up today, VSiN.com/subscribe. $120 full access until May 1st. And get the betting guide and cash some tickets today and tomorrow.
This is no joke. So for those of you new to the show, Jeff used to come on with us, I think it was a lot on Friday mornings years ago. And every single Friday, for however long he was on, all I had to do was just pull up my Twitter app on my phone, and the notification would just go, brrr, did it again. Siegel nailed it again.
Yep.
I wouldn't have to check my account. I'm like, there's another winner from Jeff Siegel.
Yep.
It was automatic. So hopefully that continues this weekend, and the guy is obviously dynamite betting the ponies. There's that, obviously. College football. What do you think of the card this weekend overall?
It's the worst card of the year.
You think so?
In terms of the games and some of the matchups, yeah. I love this sport, but it's the worst card.
Well, see, I also love, notice this right away. You're great on looking ahead to schedules, and you notice this right away. I did not. I love having college football until 10:30, 11 o'clock Pacific time every single Saturday.
Right.
And this weekend it shuts off. There's only a couple of games at 5 o'clock out here.
That's it. That's the latest games. I don't know if they were scared of Game 7 of the World Series or what, but that's it. There's only 4 or 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 Eastern games, and that never happens. And then your marquee game is SMU Pitt, and it's on ACC Network, which is tough. So, Kentucky, Tennessee, you can't sell me on some of these. It's just Ohio State, Penn State, huge. And then we got a month left, and then we get to Championship Saturday as well. And it's fun tonight with Boise, and I know Mike Palm and Derek Stevens are there. All the Franklin stuff is for real, and the 1-9 record against Ohio State and can't beat good teams and all that. We'll get let's cut it out. I saw you tweeted this about why you even have the polls. What's it for? This is not the third best team in the country. Who are we kidding? So they struggle with Bowling Green. They were down 2 touchdowns against USC. They're going to make the playoff unless they fall on their faces, and then they have a chance to do something. But I have to take Ohio State here. In the anti-Ryan Day stuff about his record, well, when he's losing the top 5 teams, though, a lot of them have gone on to win the national title, and they've been excellent teams. So this is from the Bear, Chris Felica. Penn State has lost 12 in a row against top 10 opponents since 2016. They were ranked in 11 of them, and they were top 10 in 7 of them. And they've lost 14 of their last 16 as a dog. Franklin 3-17 against Michigan and Ohio State. 1-9 against Ohio State. Powers likes the under. A lot of other people like the under. I just have to take Ohio State here. And it's been said by many, and it's true. One of the worst things that can happen to you is you play that cupcake schedule. You're good. You have talent. And you roll over everybody and you get this false sense of confidence and think, you could have beat Oregon. Okay, I understand that. But playing all those cupcakes doesn't help you.
No.
And you also think you're better than what you are, and you're smelling yourself and all this, and then, whoops, that's concerning that Indiana put a 50-burger up on Nebraska, and you almost lost the game off a bye. So it's a tough game. I recommend the under as well, but I can't get there with Penn State and Franklin, and it seems like they're here every single time, and they can't produce offensively and get beat.
I'm looking at the rankings right now. I get it. People do their power ratings, and they happen to be ranked 3rd. That's not a power rating. That's people who vote on this stuff. But they're not better than Oregon. They're not better than Georgia. They're not better than Texas. We'll find out how this game goes against Ohio State. They get them at home tomorrow. They might be better than Miami. Are they better than Tennessee? Are they better than Notre Dame? Are they better than BYU, A&M, Clemson?
The kickoff time certainly hurts them.
I think so.
No whiteout, no late game.
Right.
That's big. And Ohio State is fantastic in the red zone, though. And that might decide the game.
I'll tell you what. And this team, they have nobody to blame but themselves. They have 2 losses. They should be undefeated. They are ranked right now 19th. I don't think Penn State's better than Ole Miss.
Well, there's another one, right? Same thing, right? Ole Miss played all those cupcakes.
Right.
winning every game by 40 points, and then you got Kentucky. Look, close game. Whoop, we lost.
Right.
Yeah. But certainly they have a lot of talent as well. Yeah. But
also, I would say that if Genty goes nuts tonight, I mean, if he goes for 200 and scores 2 touchdowns, can he be the short shot to win the Heisman again? Please? And I don't have a ticket on him.
Yeah.
You do.
I don't understand what happened over the course of the last couple of days. That seemed weird to go from the favorite to the 4th selection.
Yeah. I think you can't give it to a running back, and you don't want to give it to a non-Power 5 team or Power 4 team.
Well, you can't penalize him for having 130 yards and a touchdown.
I agree.
That's also UNLV is good, and they made several shoestring tackles, or he's gone.
The Sunday slate is up next. Huge injury news, and he's 15 games below 500 against teams with a winning record since 2017. My God.
You spoke, we listened. Introducing the all-new VSiN Watch app. Now, you can watch and listen to VSiN expert analysis live wherever you are. Missed a show? No problem. Catch replays of VSiN's full lineup at any time. View highlights sorted by sport. Or use the search feature to find specific teams and topics you're looking for. And the best part? It's free for a limited time. Download the VSiN Watch app today. Available now on the App Store and Google Play. And join us on the Sports Betting Network.
This is VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Here is your big injury news today for the Dallas Cowboys. They officially ruled out edge rusher Micah Parsons and cornerback Deron Bland for the game against the Falcons. Here at Circa, where we broadcast from every single day, Atlanta now 3, minus 115. Other spots on the screen, they have moved Atlanta to 3.5-point favorites with various juice, obviously, in this spot. Isn't this setting up as a big game for Bijan Robinson and or Tyler Algier?
Has to be. That's where I'm at, too. Absolutely.
Derrick Henry, 25 for $151 and 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 20 for 115 and 3 scores. Isaac Garando last week, 14 for 85 and a score. David Montgomery and Gibbs combined for more than 140 yards and 2 touchdowns. Bijan should, in theory, be able to go nuts against this defense. And oh, by the way, the guy I was talking about before the break, Mike McCarthy, 13 28-1 straight up, 14-28 ATS versus teams with a winning record since 2017. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Dak's also terrible as a dog.
How about that? Dak is 2-10 straight up last 12 as a dog. So worst rushing attack in the league, second most rushing touchdowns allowed. I liked Dallas, and then now it's up to 3.5 in some spots with the injury news. Atlanta, going back the last 4 years, though, second worst team ATS off of win. 8-19-1 ATS run off a win. Seattle only worse. So it's right there for them. I think they should be bigger favorites to win the division. They win this game. Tampa loses Monday night. You can put the baby to bed because you're 4-0 in the division. You swept Tampa. But it's also a good show-me game because Cousins' numbers have been fantastic against Tampa. 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in all the other games. But here, where it's Dallas has only made the playoffs one time after starting 3-5. It's an uphill climb for them. They're not that good. Can't stop anything. If you want to be a contender and taken seriously, Atlanta's got to get this done.
Yeah, I think this is where you just trust the numbers and what has happened so far this year, much like last night, right? You knew the Jets were really bad against the run, and Mixon is having a great season. Like, he was going to probably be in a good spot to go nuts, and he did. He went over his attempts, yards, he scored a touchdown on the game as well. Dallas has allowed 12 rushing touchdowns, second most behind the Panthers. Yep. Think about that territory that you're in.
Yeah.
They're also 32nd in rushing EPA per play and 31st in rushing success rate allowed.
Yikes.
So with that in mind again, and it's ballooned up for Bijan, but it was ballooned up last night for Mixon as well, and he had no problem. He was over at halftime almost last night.
We just saw the same scenario play out, though, as we talked about Monday. Atlanta got the big win against Tampa. Also had the win against, big win against Tampa, and then came home against a desperate Seattle team and got their faces kicked in. So here it is again, where you're off back-to-back wins, back at home now, same number before the injury news. Can you get it done? Can you win this? And the books have caught on as well. Aubrey, over 1.5 made field goals, $1.70. Coos, $1.50. Dallas, longest made field goal, $1.05.
Actually, it can't be that expensive in this game because Coos really, really good.
That's right.
Also, Fairbairn had been awesome until last night.
Yeah.
So that was wild to watch that unfold. The misses, the chip shot that he's automatic from, but Aubrey's a guy that you've been able to count on pretty much the entire year. So this is where you kind of get hurt a little bit when you bet early. If you could have it back, would you just punt on this game or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought that Bland was absolutely going to play here. And I thought Parsons had a better than 50 shot to play. Nope. Both guys out. Dolphins are playing at the Bills. So history here again tells you that the matchup, it should not be like this, but it is. First of all, Mike McDaniel, 0-8 run, straight up in ATS as a single-digit underdog. Buffalo, 12-3 ATS streak against Miami and New England since December of 2017. Buffalo is 16-5 straight up and 12-9 ATS in their last 21 home rematches, meaning the second time they play a team that season, scoring 29.7 points per game. And here are the results for Buffalo playing Miami since Tua was drafted and Tua was the starting quarterback. 56-26 Buffalo, 35-0 Buffalo. Tua was knocked out early in that game. 26-11 Buffalo. In 2022, Miami got Buffalo right away, 21-19, but they were outgained 497-212. Remember that game?
Yep.
They had no business winning, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo 32-29, Buffalo 48-20, Buffalo 21-14, and earlier this year when Tua was knocked out of the game, Buffalo beat him 31-10. They have dominated the Dolphins since they drafted this guy. Here's, I think, a bet that I have to make. I did, and I think you have to look, and I've made my case for this against Buffalo now for a good month. Running backs against the Bills so far on the year. Achane, the first time they played, in the air, 7 for 69 and a score. Justice Hill, 6 for 78 and a score. Agumbawale, 6 for 57. Breece Hall, 5 for 56. Last week, Kenneth Walker, 4 for 33. This is Achane in the air with Tua as the quarterback. 7 catches, 76 yards. 7 for 69 and a touchdown. And last week, 8 for 50 and a touchdown. I got to play this guy again.
Mm-hmm.
I did rushing and receiving combined over.
Not only I think Buffalo wins, I think it's going to get out of hand.
There you go.
And Miami knows the season's over, and so does McDaniel. You know, they've lost 8 in a row in Buffalo, and this is only the 8th time since realignment that a team's up 4 games through 8 weeks as well. So the division's over as well. And Miami's also won a 1-9 ATS run last 10. It's been ugly. Allen finally threw an interception, but I would bet the no here.
Yep.
That was a great performance for them to just go into Seattle and crush them. Coleman's been getting hot, 9 for 195 the last 2 games. Miami's horrendous against tight ends, if you want to look at that from a prop standpoint, what you want to do with the Bills. But 6 seems way too low here, and how bad Miami's been. And to lose that game last week was a killer, and I think they know the season's over, and they're not going anywhere. To have a 9-point lead in the second half at home, you punt twice and you lose the game.
Yep.
So it's just, they're not buttoned up. They do stupid stuff as well. The safety, missing field goals, McDaniel kicking long field goals, 4th and 1, all of it. And the Bills are hot. Allen's playing great. I think it's a comfortable win for Buffalo.
To expand on the Achane angle here, Mostert played in 2 of the 3 games that Tua was the quarterback, and in those games, Achane, 17 touches for 100 yards, 29 touches for 165 yards, 16 touches for 147 yards. Got to go to war with him. And on the road, Tua is 11-14 ATS with 1 push, 18-11 ATS at home. Different quarterback when he's away from South Beach. Raiders are playing at the Bengals. Bengals here, laying 7. There is a 7.5 out there, maybe multiple 7.5s. I will say this, as a dog of 6 points or more, Antonio Pierce is 5-1 ATS, including 4-0 ATS when the game is on the road. It's a big number for a team like Cincinnati, who has been dreadful the entire year for the most part.
Yeah, 0-4 at home.
Yeah.
And Higgins is doubtful, but the Raiders, most turnovers in the league. They've been down double digits in every game. Every game they've been down double digits, 3rd-team wild card era. 2nd worst rushing attack in the league. It's ugly because you know that Minshew's going to turn it over as well. So I know it's hard to back Cincinnati, and a lot of people took them out in Survivor, and I liked them last week, and they were blown out by Philly.
I hear you.
Burrow said, what did he say, 7-2? That's doable. We can do it to get in the playoffs, but I just don't want any part of the Raiders. They turn it over. They can't run the ball. I don't trust their defense, and I think finally Cincinnati gets a home win here.
Well, I think the guy that you can probably trust, though, right, if anybody, for the Raiders would be Brock Bowers?
Yes, 65.5 yards, too low. That's one I like that over.
Think about this. Brock Bowers has 65 targets and 52 catches already. That's through 8 career games. That's the most ever for a tight end all time. That's absurd.
Mm-hmm.
We've been living in like a solid tight end era now for a minute. And he is number 1 on this team in terms of a target with a bullet. And I thought the numbers were too high last week. Forget about it. Crushed him. So books evidently have not adjusted enough for him.
No.
They're trying to. They're bumping him up every game, but
that is too low.
Continues to fly over.
Yep, and I feel the pain and the frustration. We get tweets about it all the time. Raiders need to pick a street. Bottom out or go for it. Stop with this 5-6 win stuff there. It doesn't do you any good.
Nope.
And then you blow the draft pick anyways, but you have to get a quarterback in there. And, number 1 in turnovers is all you need to know. Celebrate the best time of year for sports bettors with our new Sports Equinox special. Full VSiN Pro access, everything we do through May 1st. Every best bet, every host, every guest. You heard the Meat Man yesterday. Jeff Siegel, Nigel's coming up. Alex White, we have you covered. Every sport with all the picks, the betting splits, the Steve Mackinnon betting systems as well. Less than $20 a month. It expires Sunday. Don't wait. Come on. What a deal. Less than $20 a month. VSiN.com/subscribe. VSiN.com/subscribe.
There is a team total that I cannot wait to bet on Monday in college basketball. Can't wait. I have no idea what the number is going to be at this point, obviously. The numbers won't be out until probably Sunday night or Monday morning. I can't wait to see what it is. It's a team I've been tracking in their preseason play. We are talking guns a-blazing up and down the court. So hopefully we'll have more on that a little bit on Monday. Next week, is next week bonkers at all?
It's already here. Too soon. Too soon already. The highlight so far is the Sun Belt with the quintuple bye.
Oh, I know.
Quintuple bye out of their conference tournament.
That, and boy, the ads politically.
Almost there.
Fun for the election. Win-lose up next. Busy NBA card. Some strong numbers with player props we'll share coming up.
In the heart of downtown Las Vegas, a sports oasis awaits. Stadium Swim, the ultimate outdoor amphitheater, built for the ultimate sports fan, with a colossal screen that brings the game closer than ever. Reserve a daybed, private cabana, or lounge in the center of it all. 6 pools to dive into as the game heats up. And the best part, there's never an off-season. Open 365 days a year. Stadium Swim, it's always spectator season.
Matt Brown and Mike Somich are on Ready, Set, Bet as they get you ready to make your bets as the last batch of football games kick off.
What I took away from this is I want to bet against the Patriots when they're behind by 2 scores.
We were going, well, I wonder if this team's actually better than we thought. They're not. They just have enough talent.
Don't miss out on crucial advice for live betting once the game starts, as well as looking ahead to the upcoming action. Tune in to Ready, Set, Bet Saturdays at 7 p.m. and Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network. last night?
Wow, winning.
Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Paulie Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
All right, Thursday night football. If you had this, congrats. You got lucky. Mixon first touchdown, plus 440. Here at Circa, Aaron Rodgers to throw 3 touchdowns, 6-1. Over 2.5 touchdowns, plus 425. Most receiving yards in the game, Tank Dell, plus 235. Gets there because of the one long bomb. Adams and Wilson both have a touchdown, 7-1. Scoreless quarter, 3-1. Spurs, plus 2 to minus 2.5 in the under, 229 to 220. Easy. And Wemby with the big stat stuffer, with the unique, at least 5 by 5, what he pulled off.
So that's his second already. So he's number 2 already all time.
Oh,
I saw that today. Akeem is number 1. He has 4.
I think the 10-block game's coming. Yeah,
it is coming. But a triple-double's coming.
Yeah. What a game.
And oh, by the way, side note, Jazz are current form.
Yeah.
Wow, are they bad?
Yeah. Chris Paul has gone over his assist prop every game but one. Memphis 2-1. Panic time in Milwaukee.
Yep, plus 590 to miss the playoffs. I think there's a real possibility there. I'm also not going to be surprised if Giannis has to get traded.
Yes, Lillard was terrible as well. And the Rockets 2-1. Subscribe, be part of the team, VSiN.com. Our radio and podcast friends, you always want to see these tweets and videos. Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Paulie Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in, email, we'll put you on. Look at hit airport again. Again with the airport. Wheel of Fortune hit. $1.4 million. One time. Oh, what a feeling that must be. And it just says, yep, call attendant. Here comes 1.4. Right in your face. And it lines up. Great job.
Right at the airport,
yeah,
too.
And the airport's supposed to be tighter than 2 coats of paint.
Yeah.
Keeps happening there. All right? This is great. My dog, Jordan, does this. Look at the dog. Taking a nap. All right? On the pillow. The human goes to open the fridge. Peekaboo. What? Wait a second. I thought you were napping. What happened? Gets up immediately and races right to the fridge as it opens, looking for a treat. And if you spoil him, that's going to happen on a regular basis like I do my little guy. And as soon as he follows me every single time and is right next to me when that refrigerator door opens.
As soon as I open up the pantry, Frankie sometimes will come running in from outside. He'll hear it.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do this.
It's great. They're awesome. Yep. I stayed. This is great. The Westgate and their staff, incredible job, creativity, imagination. I stayed at the Christmas suite with Shauna. We had a great time. I put the video up on Instagram. Here is the Halloween suite they have. Look at this. The setup and what goes into it. Where you come in, there's what, the It doll, and all the spiders and the cobwebs and the lanterns and everything they have, the pumpkins. And then you look over to the side, where the bed is, there's a giant spider on the ceiling. Top notch. And then when they have the country theme. I think there's an Easter theme, Halloween, and the Christmas. There's 3 or 4 Christmas trees in there. Santa's everywhere. Decorations, lights, and look at this. Look what it greets you when you open the door.
And you stayed at the Christmas suite what time of year?
Yeah, I think it was November. But it's
year-round.
Yeah, if you want to get the Christmas suite in June, have at it.
Same with this.
You want to stay every day. Every day you can get this, no matter, They never close. They always have it. Any theme, any suite you want. This is great. Jim Harbaugh, years ago, with his perfect strategy on Halloween and how to attack it.
This weekend you go on the road. It's Halloween. Your kids, do they have their costumes picked out?
Yeah, they've been working on them. I've tried to advise them to get 2 costumes. There's to be go-getters. You can hit the neighborhood in 1 costume, and better to jog and to run from house to house. Then you can get more candy than anybody else. Then you can come home, make a quick change into a 2nd costume, and go hit those same houses again.
Brilliant. Advantage play.
Sure.
They don't know who you are. They think there's someone new.
It'll work.
Yeah, little hop. Yep, skip, jump, run, go back, change, bang. Hit them twice. Lose some. Memphis Bucks over 223, up to 230. That one died. And bad beats. I saw the tickets. Corley, first touchdown, 100-1. Anytime touchdown, 40-1. A couple tweets saying the analogy maybe is not touching home on a home run, home plate. It keeps happening, college and pro. It happens every other week or once a month. And I don't understand it. Like, what are you trying to accomplish here?
What somebody needs to do is go get a compilation of this and create it and send it out like on Twitter or Instagram or whatever, and it's going to get 5 million views.
That's good.
And maybe
Good
that'll
call.
bring awareness to like
Good call. Like,
players
why?
across the country. Like, oh,
Why?
maybe I shouldn't do this because I look like a complete jackass.
Right. Happened last night. Pitt's the week before. 2 weeks ago, it happened in a college game. You ever get red hot betting and think your picks are worth money? Juice Reel, changing the way sports bettors buy and sell betting advice. You and everyone else links their accounts into Juice Reel. All your history loads into the free app. Everyone's bets imported straight from the books. You're as good as your betting data says you are. Unlock the picks real talented bettors have their money on. Get paid real money when other people unlock your picks. Download for free iPhone or Android Juice Reel, REEL. Grab it, download it, get it now. Get the app Juice Reel.
Okay, so there is also a very busy NBA card tonight. I think there are some numbers worth mentioning today. First of all, do you like anything tonight, game-wise?
Yeah, I love the Cavs. With Paulo out significant time.
Oh, yeah.
The Cavs are humming right now.
Injury there.
And I would jump on Atkinson, Coach of the Year. I know it's moved, but I can't get there with Missoula unless they really win get to the 70, 68 mark. I think the Cavs are going to run away with that division. They look so good offensively. Don't play two bigs at the same time. Atkinson, Coach of the Year, and I think the Cavs bury Orlando.
My favorite bet tonight would be the Blazers team total under 104.5. Oklahoma City is by far and away right now the best team defensively in the entire NBA, and Portland is one of the worst teams. They are allowing 91 points per 100 possessions, and this game might not even get to 100 possessions tonight. They also can hit you with waves. Like, I love overall, I've been making the case, like, SGA is so good defensively, and it better get noticed this year. Chet's insane. Chet's now the favorite, by the way, to win Defensive Player of the Year early on, like 1 week or so into the season.
Yeah.
But it's like they send waves at you defensively. Jalen Williams, and then Kaysen Wallace, and then Alex Caruso, and then it's like, then they get into the bench, and they bring out other guys in like Wiggins, and then Joe, and then Dort. It's sick how they have crafted this team. So 104.5 tonight for a team total. Have to play that under for Portland. And I'll give you this too. I brought his points prop up earlier in the week. I have to bet it at least one more time tonight. It's Jaden Ivey for the Pistons. I found 16.5 over about minus 130-ish. He's 5-0 over that number on the season. Also, the Knicks are 25th in defensive rating at this point. Ivy is averaging 33.6 minutes per game, 16 shots, more than 5.5 threes, and almost 5 trips to the free throw line. And, oh, by the way, here's a list of what guards have done against the Knicks so far this season. It has not been pretty. Darius Garland had 34 for the Cavaliers in that win not that long ago.
They have defensive issues, yeah.
Absolutely. In that same game, Donovan Mitchell had 25. Tyler Hero hit him for 34. Derek White had 24. Benedict Mathurin had 20. Holiday had 18. Terry Rozier had 16. They are getting eviscerated by guards. Cade Cunningham takes the most shots, scores the most points, but his prop is also much higher, like 7-8 points higher. He might go over as well. I have to continue riding Ivy as long as it's around the same number.
Don't mind the over in that game? Yep. Horrible spot for the Pelicans. Ian Duncan and others on it. Malinsky special. They haven't been home in a week. They return home to take on the Pacers. And I got to play against the Nuggets again. Minnesota laying 4.5 at home. Denver can't shoot. Ton of issues. Again, they should have lost those last 2 games at Toronto and the Nets. Jokers saved them and missed free throws, allowed them to come back and win in overtime in those games. They have a ton of issues. So I think Minnesota bounces back after getting beat by Dallas in that one too.
I want to point this out as well because another guy I talked about and bet on earlier in the week was Anthony Edwards.
You going to do it again?
No, I can't because they moved it to 4.5.
Okay.
So, and that was kind of my point. I was like, once they move it to 4.5 or even higher, then I'm going to have to bail. It's plus money, but I'm not going to get involved tonight. I will point out that players who have been perfect so far with their 3-point prop, Cade Cunningham is a perfect 5-0 over 1.5 threes, which is what it is tonight. Jalen Johnson Hawks 5-0 under 1.5. Jaden McDaniels Wolves 4-0 under 1.5. And SGA with the Thunder, this number now has gone out of control, but he's 4-0 over 1.5. And by the way, you can find all these numbers when you go to VSiN.com. Click on Tools, and then click on the NBA Player Prop Analyzer. Phenomenal stuff up there on a daily basis. Christian Braun 4-0 over 9.5 points for the Nuggets. I want to see Joker take like 30 shots in these games now moving forward.
No help.
Right.
Murray's got to get back to being a great player, but Porter, can't count on him. Can't guard you. We've been over it, getting rid of Pope. Westbrook's been a disaster.
Yep.
Ugly.
Pope, side note, 5-0 under 2.5 rebounds on the year. Anthony Edwards, 4-0 under 5.5 assists. Good stuff up there. Up next, back to the Sunday games in the National Football League. You have a lot on this Giants game.
Oh.
I'll tell you about a team that's 22-3 in this spot since 2020. Incredible numbers next here on VSiN.
It's that magical time of year, the sports equinox, when all 4 major sports are in action. VSiN is celebrating